So I welcome you to this episode of Mindset Monday, December 27th. We are connecting you to manifesting with ease. And I thought this was a really great one to pull in just before the new year, because I know many of us will begin to focus on goal setting and things that we want to kind of like pull in with that 2022 energy, that new beginning energy that's shifting us into this new start of a new year with everything else. So I'm going to start with a quote because it was one that I found that I thought was just so bang on. And it says, "You manifest what you believe, not what you want." And that was said by Sonia Ricotti, who has multiple books on law of attraction and manifesting and like just really owning your own power and things like that. She's amazing. So I thought that was so like, it just really hit home for me because in my own experience, I've felt that. I have felt that. I have held myself back on many occasions from being able to manifest things that I genuinely desire and I genuinely want, but I didn't feel like I deserved. So your mind is a powerful tool, my friends, in manifesting. And I really truly feel like if you believe that you can and that you will, or that you deserve, then you will. It will come to fruition. And whatever it is that you're manifesting will become your reality. But if you believe that you cannot, or you believe that you don't deserve it, or you believe that it just isn't the right time for you, then it won't. And so your mind and the way that you carry yourself throughout this manifestation process, the way that you align yourself to those beliefs, to those desires, to everything else, really makes a huge difference. And in all honesty, it's almost that simple. It is really almost that simple. If you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't. I'm just like, leave it at that. With a little tiny bit of a magic formula ingredient that needs to be thrown in there is some aligned action, right? And really releasing that stress of how. How is it going to happen? How am I going to manifest this? How am I going to find the income? How am I going to find the building? How am I going to find the clients? How am I, whatever, right? It doesn't matter what your how is, but releasing that how and the stress that goes along with it. Because when we really anchor in and we pull our focus into the how, then it doesn't let us figure out the magic of the manifestation. It doesn't let that magic piece come into it, because the universe conspires to help us. And when we allow it our focus and we release the control and only focus on the things that we do have ultimate control over, that's where the magic piece comes in and it just makes everything happen. So that's what I want to focus on quickly today is, well, okay, great. Like release the how and release everything else. So like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? How does that link to me? What can I do? So I have, let me see, five tips, I guess, that you could call it, on focusing on the things that you can control. So number one, which is often overlooked when we're manifesting, is energetic blocks, like physically energetic blocks in our body. So one great way to do that is to do a body scan. When you are setting your intention and you are really focusing in on your desires and you're thinking about the aligned action you need to take, tune into your body, friends. Your body doesn't lie. Right? So do a quick body scan. There's tons of guided meditations that you can do, or you can do it for yourself if you're comfortable with it, and really tune into like, where am I feeling blocked in my physical body, in my energy field? Because that's a game changer. Obviously, your mindset is important. Like I said, if you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't, right? Hi, friends that are joining me. I appreciate you being here. And so keeping that mindset in check, like allowing that inner cheerleader to be the lead voice in your head and tell the inner critic to take a back seat because that person's not welcome here, like really allows you to keep that vibe high. And I tell you, I have some stuff coming out this week on this. And, you know, some people are like, whatever, I'm going to vibrate high. I'm going to keep my vibe high. But like, it sounds like woo woo, like, you know, when people say that, but like, I truly believe, and I have some evidence to back it up for those logically minded people that need evidence of why that's so important and how it can actually change your life for the better. So I just realized I need to turn this down. So let's refocus. See, look, yeah, because when you keep your mindset high, when you keep your energy high, when you allow yourself to be in that state of like that inner cheerleader, and not focusing on the self-doubt, focusing on the confidence, focusing on the self-belief, all of the positive things that you can really do for yourself that you have control over. Because joy is a choice, my friends. So is believing in yourself. Believing in yourself is a choice. You can choose to believe that you have the power and the capability to do something, or you can choose to say, no, I'm not good enough. It's always a choice. Now, there is also work that has to go along with it to align those things, because to truly believe something, it's like, what could I compare it to? It's like, saying an affirmation. I'm going to be a millionaire. But if you don't actually believe it, it won't happen, right? So there is that energetic like truth to it as well. But lots of work that you can do around it so those vibrations match. But if you constantly keep yourself in that place and you focus on the gratitude and you focus on the positives and you focus on all the times your intuition did not lead you astray and all of these things to bring physical proof to that logical brain of yours, the easier it is to stay in that high vibration. Then, of course, you need to bring awareness, being aware of like those moments that make you feel cringy, like, oh, right? Like, so when things come in, when this, something presents itself and you're working toward manifesting a desire and the cringe comes in because you have to spend money and you feel like you don't have money to spend, it's like, oh, should I do that? I don't know if that's the right choice, which will bring me to a next thing. But like, or paying for a mentor that's going to allow you to overcome some of these things so that you can be in the best mindset that you can be in, right? When those moments of cringe come in, bring awareness to that. That's probably teaching you something. It's going to teach you about your fear. It's going to teach you about your limiting beliefs. It's going to teach you about your conditioning. It's going to teach you about those patterns that you're trapped in or the cycles that you're trapped in, all of these things. So like allow it to teach you. But if you choose to ignore it and you choose to just then instantly revert back to the fear aspect of it, like, oh yeah, no, I can't do that. Well, there goes your manifestation process, right? You've now shifted from that positive mindset and the positive self-talk and the inner critic to instantly failure, right? So don't do it to yourself. It's a choice and it's something that you can control. And then the next really crucial part is building trust with yourself and the universe. And there's a few ways you can do that. You can vibrate in the energy of love and gratitude because that's how the universe speaks. You want to talk the language, you can talk to somebody in the right language, and so that they'll understand, or you can try to talk to somebody in, like for me, if I were to speak French to someone else, like it's going to be broken. There's going to be things lost in translation, right? So when we align ourselves with that energy of love and gratitude, the universe really feels it, right? It's coming from our heart space. We elude or exude electromagnetic frequencies from our heart, and that is our sense of love and passion and so many things. So when we really drop into that heart space and feel that energy of love and feel the energy of gratitude for what we already have and our ability to be and do and create whatever it is we want, that is what is like, the universe is like, ding, ding, she's ready, my friends. Let's jump on her bandwagon and see what we can do to help her, right? So that's a big one. Another one, let it go, like channel your inner Elsa. Let go of that need to control, because I tell you, my friends, when you can release that sense of like, I need to know the outcome, then it allows, like I said earlier, it allows that space for like miracles, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, but it allows you that opportunity to live in that space where things can come in that you might not expect, right? If we have blinders on, if we have this tunnel vision of like, this is where I need to go, this is how I'm going to get there, this is who I need in my circle in order to make that happen, then we're not open to other possibilities. And surrendering is a beautiful thing. It really is. Observe and appreciate and recognize the fact that you are part of the cycle of abundance. When we think of, the universe, Mother Earth, whatever you want to call it, we are part of this cycle of abundance. We live in it every day. We breathe the air. We, go through the seasons. We shed things that no longer serve us, just like the trees do in the fall when they lose their leaves. We have new growth when we expand our consciousness and we expand our possibility and we expand things that are important to us, right? And we allow ourselves to go down that path. So we are part already without having to do anything else. We are already innately part of the cycle of abundance. It's a matter of recognizing that you are a part of it and not separate from it. And when you can truly believe that you are a part of it and realize that and run with it, you're already 2 steps ahead. Like I said before, increasing the self-awareness, that allows you to really tap into when these feelings of limitations start to come into your mind, right? And focusing on, okay, well, is that limitation real? Or is that like something that I'm placing on myself? Because I'm gonna tell you something, friends, you have the ability to be as expansive as you want to be. Okay, the choice is yours. If you want to expand to be a millionaire, you want to be the first millionaire in your family, you can do it. I promise you. I promise you. Don't mind my dog. The garbage man is outside and he doesn't like the garbage man, so he needs to protect our house. So having the opportunity to be self-aware and recognizing when these things come in and saying, okay, am I going to allow the angel or the devil on my shoulder to be the leader right now? Am I going to allow the inner critic or the inner cheerleader to be on my shoulder right now? Whose voice am I going to listen to, right? Because oftentimes we do get in our own way and we do place those limitations on ourselves when really they're not there. And that, in friends, goes hand in hand with listening to your intuition and trusting your intuition, right? So when we think about building trust with ourselves and building trust with the universe, like that's a key point. Trusting that intuition, trusting the nudges, paying attention to the things that are coming in. And I have some personal shifts coming too. And, this is something that I have been fighting a little bit to some degree, not completely, but been fighting to some degree for a while now. And it's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And I tell you, the more you ignore it, the stronger the nudges and the stronger the signs and the stronger the other things will get until you begin to pay attention to it. And then when you pay attention to it, things just start to roll. So having that relationship built with your intuition takes time and practice. And I did a Mindset Monday episode on that. So if you missed it, have a scroll back and give it a find, because it's important. And it's like any other relationship, you have to work on it. You have to build trust and nurture it, right? So make sure you take the time to do that. Another really important one is finding the silver lining. Life happens. We're human. We're bound to have human experiences. We're bound to have that vibration, regardless of how hard we work on it, regardless of how bad we want it to stay high vibe. We probably can't live there 100% of the time because we're human. Things will happen. Speed bumps will come in our path. Our kids will get sick. That just disrupts our mojo. Or, Christmas happens and you want to be present at Christmas, but take some time away from your business. And then you worry about your business and all of these things. Right. And so in whatever you would consider a negative situation, press yourself to look for the silver lining, because there usually is one. I had a really toxic relationship that she presented herself as one of my best friends, but, come to find out, there was lots of lies and deceit and things like that behind the scenes that I was choosing to ignore, probably subconsciously, because I did really care about this person. And the silver lining in that is that I learned a lot about myself, but I learned a lot about boundaries in the process of this relationship being shed this year. And that's the silver lining for me, is really being strong enough and powerful enough to stand in those boundaries that I want to set for myself, knowing that I'm living in alignment with my core values and what's important to me. And anything that doesn't match that is not for my highest and best good. And it's okay to let those things be shed. That is a silver lining, my friends. And no better one that I could learn. So that's just a real life example for you of what I mean by that. And the last thing, and probably one of the biggest ones, is that things happen for us, not to us. And when we learn, that builds our relationship with the trust and the trust in ourselves, the trust in the universe, because we ultimately have control over our path. You can have countless readings when it comes to psychics or Akashic readings or card readings or anything else. And people can tell you this is what's coming in for you, right? This is the energy of what you are bringing into your world. But you have free will all the time. all the time. So if you don't like what you see, you don't like what you hear, you don't like the path you're on, you think, you're pulling in all this stuff because you're focusing on those limiting beliefs. You're letting that inner critic talk to you. You have control. Things are happening for you. Situations present themselves for you to bring awareness, for you to evaluate and reflect and think about, how am I expanding myself? How am I expanding my consciousness? How am I expanding the connection to myself and my powerful mindset? Because let's be real, friends, I believe our whole experience in this lifetime is to really come back to who we are, to find our way home, to our heart space, to our soul, to what we came here to learn, what we came here to do, what we came here to experience, and who we came to this earth to become. But it all comes back to you. And all of these things along your path lead you back to that, right? And it's a beautiful thing. So things are happening for you, but they're not happening to you. The universe does not want to beat you down and make you have a terrible life. But depending on where your focus goes. And that's why I'm so passionate about you connecting yourself to your powerful mindset, because you control a lot of what comes into your world. And it's really hard to look at that, especially if your world is full of things that are not so positive, right? And I'm not saying it's always just completely your fault. Some souls come in and they experience trauma, but your soul, I believe, has signed up for that. It's signed up for experiencing pain. It's signed up for experiencing heartache, but it may have also been signed up for experiencing resiliency, right? And really being able to come back to that and find out, what is my soul's purpose in this lifetime? What does it want to experience? What does it want to learn? What does it want to do? Those things. Then it really allows you to shift that idea of things are not happening to me, they're happening for me. Because had I not experienced all these things, my soul couldn't have learned what it wanted to learn or experience, right? So I think it can all be a beautiful thing. And last but not least, none of this will happen unless you take some aligned action, my friends, because we can think, we can journal, we can talk, we can, wish, we can hope, we can desire, we can do all of these things. But unless you do, the needle is not going to move. You are in control. That is if you take anything from the message today, let it be known that you are in control of your path, of your purpose, of your life, of your outcomes, of your expectations, of everything. You are in control. So if you would like to see your desires manifest, then you need to be willing to take some aligned action on your path to make those things happen. And it can be easy, daily, practical things. Doesn't have to be complicated. But if you allow yourself to focus on what it is you want to come into your reality, like 3D standing in front of you, whether that's a business or a new job of some sort, whether it's a romantic relationship that you want to call in, whether it's a better relationship with your kids, whether it's connecting and learning more about yourself or following a passion that you have, it doesn't matter what it is you're pulling in. The more you can take some daily aligned action to pull those things a little bit closer to your reality, that, my friends, is what's going to be the biggest needle mover out of everything. So really think about what it is you're desiring and think about, how can I align my daily habits, actions, expenses, everything to really communicate with the universe that I am on track. I am on track for pulling this in. Focus and energy flows where focus goes, right? So if you're focusing on what can I do to make things work? What can I do to make this happen? Then that's where the energy will follow, and it's beautiful. So like I've been preaching this whole time, you always have the choice in the direction of where you want to go in your life. Always. The hard part is often trusting that the choice with the most powerful energy behind it, like those intuitive nudges, is the right path to follow. And I put right in quotations because oftentimes that's what we question. Well, I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I don't know if that's the right choice to make. I don't know if this is the right decision. I don't know if that's the right way to spend my money, right? Tune back into yourself and just trust, because the easier and the quicker that you can trust those nudges where that energy feels like, I'm talking, it feels like a hell yes, even if there's fear, because fear can creep in. We can have that fear, but if it still feels like a hell yes despite the fear, that's where your message lies, my friends. That's where it's saying, okay, green light, let's go ahead. If it doesn't feel like a hell yes, then that's probably not the right path. So learn to start deciphering between those two things, right? because excitement and fear vibrate in the same frequency. So it's a matter of really getting that self-awareness and learning what is excitement in that hell yes, and what is the inner critic and fear that is really asking you not to take that path, right? So I will leave you with that. I hope you all have the most beautiful day on this, in my world, very cold December morning. It's still morning, I think. I don't even know. So I will catch you guys all next week, January 2022, with a brand new episode of Mindset Monday. I love you all so much, and I'm very grateful to you guys for being here. Have a beautiful day.